Hey guys, welcome to Verba Voice. I'm Abby Verba, your online vocal and accent coach, and in today's video, my bass student's gonna hit some high notes and we're gonna talk about the importance of breath support and how to properly belt and also extend your range. So don't forget to subscribe and let's get started. Good. Okay. Less breath. Keep this narrow thing going. Get a low larynx for me. Try a muscle hold. So just put your hands here, push in, pull down. Get that yawn going. Get it up in your nose. Yeah, I don't think it's going up there today, but we did hit that F5. That is really cool.
That's not good.
What?
That's not good.
Why?
Because now you're going to want me to go to F.
That was really cool. You've never gone that high before.
Yay.
What? That's awesome.
Oh my God.
That's really impressive for someone who normally sings like bass.
That's torture.
That's crazy.
Thanks.
You know what that means? That means that technically you can probably cover 3 octaves with your voice.
Is that good?
That's crazy good. That is like really a really wide range. That's really cool.
Thank you. What's the number one practice I should be doing?
Any of these range extension things, like anything that you're doing to get up in that falsetto and extend, stretching out the vocal cords is really, really good. So this W or like a hewn or like any of the things that we've sang to do our range extension. Also any nasal like NG. The NG is really good. Anything with nasal consonants is usually pretty good. Making sure that you're not pushing too much, using too much breath or volume, because that will strain your voice. You don't want to do that. As quiet as possible. That doesn't mean you're always going to be able to be quiet, but striving for being as quiet as possible and using very little breath.
But I always thought you had to have breath support.
That's what breath support means. It means using as little breath as possible.
It makes no sense.
Because that's what supports your voice, is having control over your breath and consistent release of breath. And that means not using too much. If you use too much, it can create either a thing that it can do is like kind of create this the same kind of reaction as like if you overfill a tire and it pops or it deflates really quick when you take the plug off. So you'll lose your breath. You'll let your breath go and lose it and lose all your support if you overfill and take in too much breath and try to use too much. So that's one thing that can happen. Another thing is if you're too compressed, which is something that you tend to deal with, is a lot of compression. If you use a whole bunch of breath when you're really compressed, it will create a bunch of pressure buildup under your vocal cords, which will strain your vocal cords. And over time, if somebody sings like that a lot, they can actually create nodes on their vocal cords. They can damage their vocal cords.
What exactly is compressed?
Compressed is when your vocal cords are meeting together at a really compressed rate. So strong. They're thick and strong and they're meeting together really tightly. That's compression. And that sounds like something like this, like sounding really compressed like this, or like, a very, very clear sound. It's not bad either. Don't think that compression is bad. What's bad is compression combined with a whole bunch of breath pushing up under your vocal cords. That's what's bad. Because you can be compressed and have like a clear, strong belt, a compressed sound when you belt, But if you're using the right breath and you're using like the right technique of like having the right larynx position, maybe adding some nasal resonance, things like that, it's fine to be that compressed. What's not fine is when you get compressed and then you get tons of pressure buildup.
So it's compression is not being relaxed.
It's not a fact of being relaxed or not. It's literally your vocal cords are thickening and pressing together to create a more clear and loud sound. When you add volume to your voice, like let's say you shout, then you get really compressed. But shouting is not good for your vocal cords because in order to shout, you have to become very compressed and use lots of breath at the
So
same time.
shouting would be the main thing that I.
Yeah, that you don't want to shout. That's usually what you want to avoid. So like a lot of the time what people end up doing when they try to belt with the wrong technique is that instead of belting, they're shouting. That girl is on fire. Could be like a proper belt technique. I'm not spreading out. I'm not over, I'm not shouting. I'm not tensing anything. I'm not overusing breath. But if I would, and if I would shout it instead, which is what a lot of people do who don't have good belting technique, it maybe be something like, that girl is on fire, and I'm using lots of breath, and I'm spreading my mouth out, and I'm really compressed. I'm also breathing high, which gives you tons of breath, way too much breath.
So breathing low is.
Yeah, breathing low is good. It's always good. Yeah, which it's like you can, if you have like good enough control, you can sometimes breathe into your chest and be okay as a singer. But the issue with breathing into your chest is just that it's really hard to gauge how much you're taking in, and it's really hard to control from up here how much you're using. There are sometimes singers who use their chest breathing sometimes, and children tend to use that a lot, and it can be okay. But what we want to strive for is not that. It's belly and ribs, low breath, because that's where you get a really stable amount. First of all, like a good amount of breath and a really like better control releasing it. It's not going to all come flooding out. So yeah, this breath support thing is this is a bit funny, this because like before when you reacted to me saying less breath, like what, less breath,
Yeah.
um like that's what breath support means. I know it's like, so it sounds so odd, but it's like,
I'm
so
still a little confused on it,
you
but
want to try to flip your thinking about it. So when you hear someone say you need more support or you need better breath support, then that's what that means. Usually, generally, is you're using too much breath or you're breathing into the wrong place, like you're breathing too high. More support means you're breathing from belly and ribs and you're getting enough breath, not too much, just enough to sing.
I always thought breath support meant more breath.
Nope. Opposite. Okay, so if I say from now on, then let's flip our thinking. If I say you need more support or we need to work on your breath support, it means we need to stabilize your breath and probably get less breath.